People keep saying we're living in the end times. Are we? Hey guys, it's John. I wanted to hop on and talk about the concept of living in the end times. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is I got another email today who basically said something like, if you don't believe we're not in living revelations right now, that you're an idiot. I find it interesting that people get so invested in Revelations, and this comment came on my video about the rapture. What I find funny about the video about the rapture is that it basically shows when that idea was formed. It basically said it's not in the Bible, and it basically gave a video about how we can, set that down and just live into a loving world. I still had multiple people dislike the video. And to me, I find it interesting because all the video says is, look, this thing's not true. It's not even in your Bible that you're quoting. And you can just live loving and let this go. And they still didn't like that because they're very comfortable in their fear-based experience. I often call it the velvet cage. They like to complain, they like to know, and they like to decide that that's it, right? But apocalyptic predictions, the end times predictions, it's a very interesting topic because there have been apocalyptic end time predictions since the beginning of everything. The first documented one they have is from a document from Simon Bar Giora, a Jewish Essene. So he's actually an Essene. And he basically said between 66 and 70 AD, the world would end and the Messiah would return. Now that's the first one that we know of that's documented. 365, Hilary of Poitiers, French bishop, announced that the world would end that year. 375 to 400, Martin of Tours, the French bishop, said it would end then. Hydatius said May 27th, 482. Hippolytus of Rome said it was going to end in 500. Beatus of Libana, April 6, 793. And I'm just going to do some dates now.
800, 79 to 806, 847, 992 to 995, 1000, 1033, 1200 to 1260, 1284, 1290 to 1335, 1346.
And this goes on and on through the 16th century, 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century. Let's just now jump into the 20th century. Catholic Apostolic Church, founded in 1831, claimed that Jesus would return by the time of the last 12 founding members died. The last member died in 1901. Camille Flammarion said it was 1910 with Halley's Comet.
1918, 1920, 1925, 1926, 1934, 1935, 1936, 41, 43, 47, 54, 59, 60, 62, 67, 67, 69, 69, 72, 74, 75, 76, 77, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 92, 93, 94, 94, 94, that must have been a bad year, 95, 1997, 97, 97, 98, 99, 99, 99, 99, 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000, 2001, 2003. Not just 6, 7, 10, 11, 11, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14 to 15, 15. These are all the dates. And the last one that's listed here is 21, right? And then in the 21st century, it goes into 2026, 2026, 2028, 21, 29, 22, 39, 22, 80.
These dates, every date I just gave you, the world was predicted to end. Every date I've just given you. And it goes back to 70 years after Joshua was born. They've been predicting the end times. Very interesting that they're predicting these end times when Jewish sects are saying the end times are coming. When they start telling you the end times are coming. And they start giving you these prophetic revelations. There's also another line in the Bible that the people who are spewing end time predictions miss. The one where it says, "No one shall know the day or the hour of my coming." No one knows. The predictions are always wrong because the prediction itself can't be right because no one knows. No one knows the day or the hour. If perchance someone knew, then one of these dates would have been right, right? No one knows the day or the hour. Since no one knows the day or the hour, why live fearfully in pain and suffering and anger and angst? And why not just live joyfully and change the world? There's a one study says that almost 30% of the world thinks we're in the end times. I would guess and I would bet that it's been 30% of the population have thought that since religion has started saying that. There was a little tiny German dictator many years ago in the 30s and 40s, had a really bad mustache, and he literally said, if you say something long enough and loud enough, people will believe it. And that's literally one of the things he said. You say something long enough and loud enough, people will believe it. So when you have all these religions, all these evangelists, all these people telling you the end is near, of course there's going to be a percentage that's going to believe it. But the reality of it is, if you just look at the actual number of times it's predicted for the world to end, the actual number of times it's predicted for the world to end, what you find is that they're always wrong. They're always wrong. And since they're always wrong, why even pay attention to them? Why even pay attention to them if they're always wrong? For 2,000 years, they've been wrong. The idea of the end times being here now, no one knows the day or the hour. And so just live. And if the end was happening now, do you want to live fearfully up to that end, or you want to have a great time and enjoy your life up to your end? Because if it truly is the end times, it's all going to end. So live happily, live joyfully, live lovingly, care for your fellow man, care for your neighbors, and just make the world a loving place. But the people who are running around saying that the world is going to end and we're living in the end times, that's only because they're living in fear. That's only because they're choosing to focus on fearful things. But what did I say fear was? Fear is just simply negatively focused uncertainty. They're uncertain. They have no clue what's coming ahead of them. And so they've chosen to put their focus on it being bad. It's all it is. Fear is an emotional reaction to a future event that may or may not happen, with you focused on the negative outcome. Because if you're focused positively, you wouldn't be afraid. You wouldn't be sad. You wouldn't be frustrated. You wouldn't be worried. You wouldn't be terrified. You wouldn't be bunkering in and storing water and food. You wouldn't be doing those things if you didn't believe it was going to be bad. There's a YouTube channel I watch, and I like the stuff he builds and stuff, but I can't stand when he starts talking, because he's all about the world going to hell. And you focus on the world going to hell, then all you're doing is perpetuating the world going to hell. I tend to live in a loving world, and I tend to give that love out to the world in very positive and loving ways. And so there's a lot of numbers in this video I just said, and I want to make sure that you know that every one of them was wrong. Every one of them was wrong. What's going to make the next one right? Well, if they follow the Bible itself, when it says no one knows the day or the hour, then they have to not believe them, because that's what the Bible says, if they think the Bible is infallible. But it's not that they think the Bible is infallible. They just choose to focus on the negative parts. They just choose to focus on the bad parts, the fearful parts. But we're not living in the end times. We're just living. We're just experiencing. And that timeline, that linear timeline that all these people depend on for these horrible predictions, it doesn't exist on the other side. Time is a man-made construct. So saying a day or a time, there is no day or a time. Putting faith in prophecies from people 2,000 years ago is like putting faith in a caveman to take you scuba diving. He doesn't know how to do it. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't know what's going to happen. But putting faith in something who is from 2,000 years ago, who has no clue how the world works nowadays, I would let go of all the prophecies, all the fear-based stuff, and just live loving. Do the loving things in the world. And today I put out a video basically saying one loving thing you can do now. And I found it interesting that it's one of my lowest viewed videos. And people are just not looking for the loving thing to do. And I think that there's a good percentage of you who are, who really want something more loving. And go do something loving. But, videos like that say end times in the title like this one will get views. But my hope is you saw this and you saw how silly it is to think we're living in the end times, how silly it is to think we're living out Revelations. And let me say this. Revelations was a contemporary letter written to the churches to warn them of Nero. And I'm not only saying this because I truly believe that, but biblical scholars believe that. Putting faith in the revelation yet to come and us living in the end times and prophecies from 2,000 years ago that have been predicted to happen almost 2,000 times since then, really something you want to put stock in? Because it's not happening. Nostradamus' quatrains work because Nostradamus wrote in weird codes. So people look at them and they think they see patterns. And you can make anything out of anything. So it's a matter of you getting very present, living in the I am moment. Be here today. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Just like Jeshua said. Don't worry about prophecy or predictions. Worry about living your life right now. Be the change you want to see in the world, rather than focusing on the world you don't want. So that's my thought on this. I love you all, and I put these videos out for that intention, to show you don't have to be afraid, to show you that you can joyfully live your life. God is love. Love feels good. All this fear-based prophecy and prediction is not of God. It's of man. Let it go and just live into love. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.